50 years ago this month, 17-year-old Kim Rabot of Ottawa had her life tragically cut short, murdered by a troubled young man who went on to shoot up his high school religion class later that day. But in the decades since, those who remember Rabot have continued to keep her memory alive, including during her high school's recent centennial celebration.
When we gathered in the archive room at Glebe, behind a curtain, we came upon this portrait of Kim. That's Kim Rabot. And some of the younger students said, well, who's Kim Rabot?
A good friend, that when she turned her head to listen to you, she was listening. My name is Fred May. In October 1975, I was a friend of Kim Rabot's. I'm here today to help tell her story. In Anna Bowles' grade 12 chemistry class, so I sat down and this pretty young girl sat down beside me. I thought, okay, we'll be lab partners. And we just got chatting a little bit.
So when I was in grade 13, Kimberly was in grade 12, and she was in a couple of classes of mine, and her locker was next to mine.
We just clicked. It was when you meet someone who is a kindred spirit sort of thing.
I'm going to say she was a very beautiful person inside and out.
It was particularly music that both of us enjoyed back in the 1970s. There was an album that she had and an album that I had, the same album. And so we'd, listen to music together at her place, a welcoming atmosphere in the Rabot household. That day, October 27th, Kim's not here. Just thought, well, maybe Kim's not well or something. It came on that, there had been a fire and a murder earlier in the day.
Oh my goodness, that's Kim from school. That's Kim from Glebe.
I remember the look of devastation on Mrs. Rabot's face at the funeral. Just total devastation. The choice of the casket was a very nice soft blue. And Kim's sister saying, I like the choice of casket that my mom made. And I thought, my God, that's all you have to comfort you at this point?
This is a tribute written for Kim that appeared in the Glebe yearbook. Now all is quiet, for they mourn over possibilities not foreseen. It's very hard to read.
Just extremely difficult to think of. And I kind of descended into a pretty dark place a couple of years later and sought some help and was able to come out of that. How was Kim kind of leading her life? And maybe there were a few pages I could tear from her book.
2 decades after Rabot's death, Fred May got together with a friend to reflect on the loss.
She looked out the window and kind of looked wistfully and said, I remember that day. We can do something here. And within 2 weeks, I had the legal framework of a memorial fund set up for an annual award at Glebe Collegiate. She had all her possibilities robbed from her to get married, have children, have a career. All of that was just so brutally ended that day in October. So the fund and the award, that is the after story that is important to continue on. Kim's portrait that I had commissioned and I have given to Glebe Collegiate, it is out on display every year. And I just talk with teachers who are now too young to remember that day, or just students who are curious to learn a little bit about something of who was this person. So in some way, Kim is able to participate in the graduation she was robbed of.
It keeps her out there and it keeps her memory alive, and I think it's a wonderful gesture.
That's what I want to achieve, that she will be remembered. It's important that all of Kim's story is not lost, is told.